Hi everyone, welcome to our channel JK CoDEVERSE. So what we have learned so far is the theoretical part of Swagger or OpenAPI. So from this video, we'll learn technical part and we'll get some hands-on in the OpenAPI specification. Sounds interesting? Okay, let's get some knowledge. As you can see, there are two approaches, code first approach and design first approach. As the name suggests, code first approach. We have a API code. API was built, but we have to write the OpenAPI specification. So we'll use Swagger Hub or Swagger Inspector to generate the OpenAPI specifications. So we have API code. We want to write the OpenAPI specification. That's the code first approach. And design first approach. As the name suggests, we have the design, like OpenAPI specification will write, okay, my request should be like this and response should be like this, and there's a list and there's an array and the name of the API and all we have. But we need to write the code. We have an OpenAPI specification, but we need to write the code. In that case, it refers to design first approach. So these are the two approaches. For code first, we can use Swagger or Swag Inspector. For design first approach, we can use Swagger editor. So as we are mainly focusing on OpenAPI specifications, let's take this design first approach. Either way is fine. If we have our API, we can use the editor and we can write the OpenAPI specification as it is an open source tool. Or in design first approach, we assume that, okay, my API should be like this and like this. We can write the OpenAPI specification. Either way is fine. And programming languages. To write the OpenAPI specification, we can use JSON. We can use JSON, JavaScript object notation language to write the specification. But the problem is, if you observe the JSON, there's some lot of strings. We have to use the double quotes and everything, lot of flower braces and square braces for list, right? It will be difficult because for lakhs of lines of code API, to write that, it will be difficult, right? So we'll use one programming language called YAML. See, if you observe here, they didn't use the JSON. There are no flower braces, nothing. This programming language is called YAML and markup language. We'll see some of the useful things. We are not going to learn the YAML fully, but whatever required for this OpenAPI specification, to write the OpenAPI specification, we are going to learn that. As many of us are aware of JSON. Okay, if you're not aware, it's fine. We'll see some examples so that you will get a YAML syntaxes. If you get the YAML syntaxes, writing this will be very, very easier. So we are going to see that JSON to YAML. See, there are some definitions. You can find all these links in our description. JSON stands for object notation. So these are some definitions of JSON, I mean information regarding the JSON. So this is good for data transport. Transfer our data between those things. It's good, but YAML better suited for configuration than JSON. Between two APIs to transfer some information, we are using JSON, but don't get confused. JSON for data transport. For OpenAPI specification, we are using YAML. See, it's better suited for configuration than JSON, and it's a superset. So for JSON, we have to do this like open braces, close braces, and let's say name equal to some Tony, right? So if we won't write, if we miss this string quotation like double quotation, there is an error. See, name Tony. Writing this name colon Tony will be easier rather than this flower braces and double quotes, right? So this is one. We can just write the name, observe YAML, name colon, and there should be some space and Tony. Okay. Then we have to use this comma to separate the key values in JSON. Let's say age. 18. See, we just write age colon 18 instead of this double quotes, comma, everything. So this is a simple one, and we'll see how we can use arrays. Let's say array name. I think we have to use double quotes. Array name is ARR, and we have to use square braces, right? Square braces, and within that, some values like let's say array. What we can use? Some numbers. His friends. Let's say JK. Some captain. I'm using some random names. See, for writing array, the keys and colon square braces JK captain 3. But in YAML, observe here, in YAML, we'll write the array name, okay, colon, and in next line, we'll just use hyphen, the space and the name. Whether it's a string or whether it's a number, we'll write just like alphabets and numbers. We are not using any double quotes, everything. So JK, captain, and 3. So this is how you write array. Okay. I'll write one more array, you get confidence. The array name, let's say country. Countries. This is our array. In array, we are writing India. Okay, expected. Oh, what? Okay. See, we have to use this comma, otherwise it will throw me an error. In countries, see the countries colon and hyphen. We have to use hyphen like list of values. In while writing the list of values, we'll write hyphen space and the value of the list: India, China, and Africa. That's it. So this is how you write the arrays. Then one more thing, how you write the dictionary. In JSON, we'll call it as object, right? Let's say there is a object, okay? So this is a object in a JSON. In that, the key value, key colon value. This is the structure of JSON, right? And suppose, let's say we have an array in that. I'll just copy paste this. Array, okay, and the value will be like this. See, while writing the object in a YAML, we'll write object name colon, key colon value, space and some value. If you're writing the list or array, you should use this hyphen, the space and the list of values. That's it. So I think this much knowledge of YAML is enough to write the OpenApi specification. If you require any further more information, I'll explain while we are editing the OpenApi specification if it requires. Okay. So that's about this video. And yeah, if you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.